Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is April 29, 2022. Let's take a look at top semiconductor stocks. As many of you know, stock market has been very volatile. Semiconductor stocks have been down big time and now they're showing some signs of life and they're bouncing back nicely. Let's take a look and see if it's worth buying up here. And we got one of the great company here, NVIDIA. These guys are really out innovating the competitors and doing great. Let's see if it's a good one to buy. And let's look at many more stocks like AMD and Broadcom and so on and so forth. With that, let's jump in. Look, from a stock news perspective, we got here two growth stocks to buy and hold forever. According to Marvell, we got NVIDIA, which is a great semiconductor play, and we got AMD. I think both are good ones to slowly start buying. And we got Intel. Intel is a big dog, and off late it's been down, as many of you know. Looks like AMD took the baton from Intel, but up here after this big drop off here, I'm willing to buy some Intel. And we got Pat Gelsinger, new CEO. He can turn around the company. And then you got Taiwan Semiconductor, also down, as many of you noticed. At these levels, it's a good, attractive buy. And then we have AMD, great leader Lisa Su, and we got Skyworks and Micron, both bounced back. So I would be willing to wait slightly, let them come down slightly. Market is a little bit down today, according to the futures market. So it's good to buy these names as they're down big time. And then you got Qualcomm and Texas Instruments. Both are bouncing off pretty hard here. So that's telling you this whole semiconductor industry is not dead. It's got some life. And then you got AMD. AMD is down big time. It's below $90. It's a great buy. So earnings is coming up. So I think it's a good one to slowly start accumulating at these levels. So with that, let's look at some of these stocks into little more details and see if it's worth buying here. All right, so from a market update perspective, look, the indices, the big ETFs are very volatile. We got S&P 500 futures. Look, it's a up-down market, down big time, up big time, down big time, fell through the cracks here. And now, it's trying to go higher in 2 days here. And today in the market, futures market, it's down 153. It's very natural. Yesterday we had a broad-based rally. Now we are in a little bit fading off mode here, coming slightly down here, which is very, very natural. And similar story in S&P 500. Look, S&P 500 successfully retested the lows. Now it's trying to go higher, taking a breather here. And the same story with Nasdaq. This came tumbling down and it retested successfully and now trying to go higher. And similar story, Russell is a little more weaker, as you can see here. It's also trying to bounce here. Russell is a great one to buy up here. And we got a few more here. Gold also bounced, as you can see here. When the gold sells off, it's good to buy some gold. It's a good hedging strategy. Oil is also bouncing back from these levels here. We had a good broad-based rally last couple of days, or actually yesterday. And look, bonds is getting sold off here. Now it's in the consolidation pattern. And inflation is, you got to watch this out, in the inflation and the interest rates. Interest rates are strengthening with the Fed trying to at least increase 50 basis points. This will have some impact on the stock market. Expect the volatility. We are not out of the woods. All right, now let's look at the top semiconductor stocks. So from a top semiconductor stock perspective, top of the list we got NVIDIA. I think many of you know this company. It's a great company. And look what's going on here. We got insiders and institutions here. Look, insiders are selling slightly, 15%. That's one of the reasons it's taking some beating here. But look what's happening here. This company has got nice one-year sales growth here, 61%. That tells you stock is really doing well, top line perspective. Look at the net margin, 36% net margin. That tells you this company is doing great. And look, from a current ratio perspective, 6.7. That tells you they got enough money, and they also have low long-term debt here, 0.4. That tells you company doing very well financially. RSI 38 tells you stock is sold off big time. There is not too much short ratio. All the short sellers are afraid of NVIDIA. And float is relatively less, just $2.4 billion shares outstanding value. So it's a good one with a low float for a big company. And look, it's a earning, it has positive earnings, company is making money. Valuation is slightly high with the 19 PS ratio, and we got 47.9 PE ratio. That's one of the reasons this stock is taking a beating, when Wall Street does not like high growth names. But this one has got positive net margin. That's a good one here. And look, stock has done good in 1 year, 29%, 5 year extremely well, 658%. Trounced the S&P 500 handily, and a lot of cash. Look at the cash here, $21 billion cash. Nice free cash flow. They do have some debt, but debt to equity ratio is very low here, even below 0.5, solid financially. And look, analysts are expecting nice growth for next year from an earnings per share perspective as well as a revenue growth perspective. Earnings is around the corner just next month, as you can see here, 525. And one thing always I like to look at is I look at the overall score, which is pretty healthy here, around 59, which is great. And I like the higher the better. And look, from a moving average perspective, this one is 29% higher than the Bollinger lower band in the 20-day. And look, from a moving average perspective, I like to see stocks like this where long-term moving average, look at 10, 20, 50, 100, 200. It's much below. But right now, we are in the positive bias here because of the stock jump yesterday. We kind of took over, crossed over the 5-day moving average. So that's a positive sign here. So as the stock settles down here, I'm willing to put some money into NVIDIA here, especially by looking at the trend. This is down big time, as you can see here. This can go higher. And then you got Taiwan Semi here. This is one of the global chip player, as many of you know here. And this one is down big time also. Look, it's down 34% from 52-week high. This Taiwan Semi has got a lot of money. Look here, $42 billion of cash. Nice free cash flow here. Stock is down big time. This one just barely took over its 5-day moving average here, simple moving average. This also, I think it's a good one to buy. It also pays some dividend. And then we got a few more here. We got ASML, which is again a big player. And look, this one is also down big time here. And this also took over its 5-day SMA here with the nice bounce back that we had yesterday. And look, all these are big market cap companies. Stock at the top is the highest market cap. So, keep watching the net margin here. I like the better and higher net margin. And I also typically look at how the stock has done in 1 year and 5 year. If they've done great, I think those are the good ones to buy. And also keep watching the RSI levels. RSI level lower tells the stock is sold off. And you look here, AMD, one of my favorite stock here, sold off completely with the low RSI of 39 here. It's a great buy here. Legendary leader, Lisa Su. And look, this also, crossed over its 5-day simple moving average. That tells you this also has some strength here. Getting into earnings, look, earnings is around the corner next week. I can see this stock bouncing back. It's a good one to buy here. And we got a few more, as you see here. And keep watching the net margin. I love the one with the nice net margin. And also keep watching the free cash flow and actual cash on the balance sheet. There are some with nice cash on the balance sheet. And look, we got one more here, actually two more here, both Broadcom as well as Intel. Look at the cash on the balance sheet, nice cash on the balance sheet. Even ASML has got good cash. You could look at these names here. Look, Intel is intriguing here. Look, it crossed both 5-day SMA as well as 10-day SMA here. So it's a good player here. You could look at that one also. I also like Broadcom. Look, Broadcom is still above its 200-day simple moving average. And it's also bouncing back slowly. It took over, crossed over its 5-day SMA. So I think Broadcom is a great play here. You could buy some Broadcom here. And these guys have got a lot of money, as you can see here. All right, as usual, keep watching the debt. Some names have got a little more debt, which may be okay here. We got Broadcom, a little bit higher debt here. Qualcomm, a little bit higher debt. But look, Qualcomm has bounced back pretty hard after the earnings, and overall score is also pretty good here. Qualcomm now crossed over its 5-day, 10-day, 20-day and 30-day SMA here after the big bounce here. As it cools off, I'm willing to buy some Qualcomm also. And look at the stock with nice high overall score here. We got one more. I think AMD has got nice overall score here. You could buy some AMD also. Completely beaten down to the pulp here. And I got a few more with nice high score here. Look, we got KLA here. KLA is a great one with the nice 81 score here. This also took over its both 5-day and 10-day simple moving average. That tells you this has got strength here. This is trending up nicely, even though beaten down big time in the long term. When it comes to 20-day all the way to 200, it's showing some signs of life here. Crossed over its 5-day, 10-day SMA here. And as you see here, we got a few more with nice overall score here. Let's see here. We got a couple more here with pretty okay score. We got Qorvo here. This also got beaten down, as many of you know here. This is also trying to cross over some of these moving averages, crossed over 10 and 20-day moving average. That also tells you these companies have got some strength here. As usual, keep watching the overall score as well as 5-day, 10-day, 20-day moving averages. If you see some strength here, that tells you these are trending higher. You could catch the trend. And also, if you're a fundamental investor, you need things like how much cash they have, how much free cash flow, and also the revenue growth and margin. Take a look at those. And if the stock is bouncing like this here, if there is some strength here, you could slowly buy them. Given RSI here for all the semiconductor stocks is still much way below here, you could buy them at a bargain price. All right, now let's look at a few more here. The list continues, and look, market cap is in the descending order here. And as usual, keep your watch on the net margin. Many of these companies are nice net margin positive companies, with the exception of Atom here, which is right now negative net margin, as you can see here. And keep watch on how they're doing in the Bollinger Band and SMA 5-day, 10-day, 20-day here. You can see some signs of life in the semiconductor name here. Look, OLED is just crossed over its 5-day simple moving average, as you can see here. And OLED also looks like there is nothing much going on from an insider and institution buying selling perspective. And you could take a look at this one also. And we got a few more here. Look, Synaptics, which is a great stock here. It's got a high short ratio. Look, 9% short ratio here. This can also squeeze those shorts. Net margin is 10%, as you can see here. And this is also just crossed over its 5-day moving average, even though down big time, down 48% from 52-week high. I think it's also intriguing to buy at these levels here. And we got a few more. We got here TSEM, IPGP. IPGP is also very intriguing here, and stock is down big time and showing some signs of life here with the crossing over its 5-day simple moving average. It's also a good one here. And I keep watch on net margin here. I love the higher the better. We got one with nice high net margin here. Look, MTSI, just $51 stock here. Little bit higher debt on the balance sheet, but this also works here. Nice high balance sheet, and the score is 33 here, and score higher the better. We got DAQ Energy, DAQ, which is a China-based solar stock here. This is beaten down big time. It's one of the better plays in China. You could buy this one also. Nice and high net margin also. And we got a few more. KLIC rolled over, as many of you know here. KLIC is also a good one. Nice 27% net margin and 74 score, which is a good one here. And we got SIMO, Silicon Motion. Nice high score here, 94. This one is already in a bull market. Look at SIMO here. It's nice and high. It's crossing over most of its moving averages here. It's telling you it's pretty bullish at these levels here. And we got Vishay, as many of you know here. This is a little bit stabler stock. Score is 60. It's also trending higher. Look, nice uptrend here, crossed over multiple moving averages, 5-day, 10-day, 20-day, 50-day. it's also good here. Then we got Magna here, MX, also pretty solid here. Sometimes when the stock goes higher like this, if the RSI gets a little higher, look, we got few names with a little bit higher RSI. I'm willing to wait for a down day in the market and then pounce on these things versus buying when the trend is higher. So with that, let's look at few charts and go from there. From a chart perspective, look, we got NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a great company, legendary leader, Jetson Huang. Look, stock had done great back in 2021 here. Look at the nice uptick here. 2022 rolled along and stock came tumbling down. Nice bounce to big drop here, and now it's showing some life here. So at these levels, I'm slowly buying NVIDIA. I mean, not just after this 13% high. I would wait for this to settle down, let it cool off slightly, and then they could buy this great company. This will do very well long term, and the founder and CEO has a lot of vision, great vision for the company. And then got Taiwan Semi. This one also same story, did pretty okay back in 2021, rolled over big time. Look, big drop here. Now it's showing some strength here at these levels here. I think 90 looks like a good support level here. It's trying to bounce off. Also great global chip manufacturer. We got ASML, same story, did well back in 2021, dropped off big time. Nice support level right here around 550 or so. Now it's bouncing off of the support level. I think it's a great one to buy here. And then we got Broadcom. It's a bigger player. I think it's a great one to buy. Nice uptick, big drop off, and try to go higher. Now nice consolidation. I think support level could be around 550 here, or it could even go slightly lower also, but 550 looks like a good support level here. All right, let's look at a few more here. We got Intel. Intel is a good one. Look, it's it's been down. Looks like Intel passed its baton over to AMD. And NVIDIA to some extent. Look, this has got nice support level around 44. It's bouncing at these levels. Call me a buyer. Intel is a good one here. New leader, Pat Gelsinger, not so new anymore, but he can turn around the company. Then you got Qualcomm. Qualcomm is a very lively stock, as many of you know. This one was there even during the dot-com bubble days. This is consistently done well. Sometimes Qualcomm becomes uninvestable because it does not budge for even companies like Apple. That's why sometimes this company is very stubborn, but leadership has changed now. I think look, stock has come down big time. Down. Now nice bounce here. I would wait for a little bit settling down here, then I would buy some Qualcomm. This stock is very volatile. You'll always get a good opportunity. After the $13 increase here, I would wait for a day or two to settle down. And then got Texas Instruments. It's a sleep at night type stock here, very stable. Same story, nice uptick, drop off. I would be willing to buy some Texas Instruments when it cools off slightly. It's a great one to buy. Then got AMD. AMD is a good one to buy even up here. Look, it's just $89. A great company, innovating out innovating the competitors. You could buy this one. Earnings around the corner. Be careful, but you could buy this great company here. All right. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.